Because if you're setting off, I want to get my film made, that's a labour of love, and you want to pay your bills, and you want to get the cameraman's wage paid, and everyone's paid, and the investor's going, there are no customers. There's no paying customers, no one asked for this, there's no route to market, no idea what the budget for sales, business development is. The FDI guys in here, Game of Thrones, they already have their routes. They are just coming in here to get a production tax break, to provide jobs here at the lowest cost to them. Because there might be some good scenery and all around it, but if Portugal pops in a better studio, a different tax break, they'll be gone in the morning potentially. So this is a case of a bunch of accountants are making decisions and moving figures around a page based on where stuff needs to happen and where it's most efficient, based on capacity availability. Now, if Netflix just tripled its budget, then there's now a demand for triple, it might be triple the budget, but it might be triple the content, but the volume of workers that relate to that may not be there in terms of trainees coming out. If they're moving from working from Hollywood to moving to Netflix, then they've left whatever was in the stream for the Hollywood stream, now suddenly empty and a different quality of worker in terms of the crew aspect. Or there's newbies coming up the stream now, hopefully that will fill all those positions. Well, actually, they may not be there because they can't see how they're going to get paid, because the legacy history said you're better off making your own YouTube content. So you might find there's an actual demand in the industry worldwide for people that are no longer going into it on the basis of they don't see the value in it, because the whole market's moved in terms of how it's consumed. And if you can do a Blair Witch on your mobile phone, why would you be getting a job for 30 years as a soundman or cameraman in an industry being totally dependent on the next job and next production company that comes in, or next filmmaker comes in and goes, you have a job, you don't, you have a job, you don't.
And then they find themselves out of the system, so that system no longer is able to provide their means. They find that they're older, and there is ageism in the world, regardless, and anybody over 45 is basically finding that once they're out of a job, they're not going to get a job. They're out of a system where they...
It's getting tougher and tougher to get back in. I mean, I experienced that. Actually, I'm in a group in the Institute of Chartered Accountants called the Chartered Accountant Interim Manager Group that was set up during the recession. I'm probably the youngest spring chicken in the room. Yeah. The average age might be 60, 65 on the basis of they were captains of industry, but not ready for the grave just yet. And, were the leaders of massive firms and multinationals. And I don't even know what I'm doing in the room, to tell you the truth. But what I found myself in there was they're all thinking in a legacy space. They're looking for jobs that don't exist, that moved around, that's already gone through LinkedIn and somewhere else before they even heard about it. So they're there going, we can bring the A game straight, all learning straight to the answer to the table from day one. We can run before we can walk. Whereas when you go out there and look for an accountant they're coming in for a job. And what they're doing is, if you want to pay 60 grand salary to someone, you're getting a couple of monkeys for peanuts. Yeah. And you can't expect them to be bringing the A game of running an international firm or getting access to finance, because they're going, no, this is my first out of college. That's where I am. I'm a 2-year post-qualified, working out of a silo of some experience of auditing, but I don't have 30 years of relationships of how business works and how it was done and how the mistakes you've gone through and why that won't work and all this sort of stuff. That's why people are getting experts in every industry. You're going, I don't want any errors, I don't want any mistakes, I want to pay for the A game. There is a premium. That's why you're getting the daily rate. That's why if you're self-employed. Otherwise, you're my employee. This is a job. You're getting a hell of a lot less. You're not as disposable, but you're treated a total different way. I don't care what they say. There's the machine and there's you. And you're a cog in the wheel. If you're actually a cog that's outside that machine and you're going, that machine cannot work without this cog, and I'll charge you what I want to make that machine work. But I'm going to come in and make the machine work because I'm going to bring the answers and none of the problems. I'm going to get you running before you can walk, and the price is. So that's the weird thing about this whole industry is, if someone comes in the door and goes, here's Harry Potter, just hasn't been made, the ask is £250,000, it's worth 10 billion on the end game. But at the end of the day, if I can't raise £250,000, then I can't even pay for the kids to go to school, and this goes onto a shelf somewhere, and we wake up in 30 years, someone might find it. But had the day been a different day, had the conversation, if you said this is the last time I'm sending to a publisher, and number 99 said no, but another 100 was a yes, but you never got to the 100 because you had to call it a day based on the day job, based on children, based on the bills. You gave up. No one wants to give up.
So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and click that bell notification wherever it is. I don't know. I'm not editing this video. Just tune in next time. Love yous.